Hello and welcome to the Herald Gaming channel. Today, thanks to the kindness and generosity of my Patreons, I continue my reading of World of Warcraft Chronicles Volume 1 with the Reign of the Elements. I hope you enjoy. For many long ages, the Pantheon continued searching the cosmos for nascent titans, bringing order to countless worlds in the process. Yet despite their efforts, they did not find any more of their kind. Many times the titans of the Pantheon wondered if their search was in vain, but always they resolved to press on. They knew in their hearts more world souls existed, and it was this hope that filled them with purpose. Though the titans did not know it, their intuition was correct. A miraculous new world was taking shape in an isolated corner of the Great Dark. Deep within the world's core, the spirit of a mighty and noble titan stirred to life. One day it would be known as Azeroth. As the nascent titan developed, elemental spirits roamed across the world's surface. Over the ages, these beings became ever more erratic and destructive. The burgeoning world soul so vast it had drawn in and consumed much of the fifth element, spirit. Without this primordial force to create balance, Azeroth's elementals descended into chaos. Fire, earth, air, and water. These were the forces that lorded over the infant world. They reveled in unending strife, keeping the face of Azeroth in constant elemental flux. 4 elemental lords, powerful beyond mortal comprehension, reigned supreme over innumerable lesser spirits. Of the elemental lords, none could match the ruthless cunning of Alakia. He often sent his elusive Tempest minions to spy on his enemies and sow distrust among their ranks. Using feints and ruses, he would pit the other elementals against each other, only later to unleash the full fury of his servants on his weakened foes. The wind would howl and the skies would darken with storms at his approach. As lightning blasted the world's surface, Alakia's whirlwind elementals would come screaming from the heavens, enveloping his foes in monstrous cyclones. Ragnaros, the Fire Lord, despised Alakia's cowardly ways. Compulsive and brash, the Fire Lord embraced brute force to annihilate his enemies. Wherever he went, volcanoes would burst through the world's crust, spewing forth rivers of fire and destruction. Ragnaros longed for nothing more than to boil the seas, reduce the mountains to slag, and to choke the skies with embers and ash. The other elemental lords fostered a deep hatred of Ragnaros for his brazen and devastating assaults. Therazane, the Stone Mother, was the most reclusive elemental ruler. Ever protective of her children, she raised towering mountain ranges to ward off her enemies' assaults. Only after they had worn themselves thin against her impenetrable fortifications would the Stone Mother emerge, wrenching open great chasms in the earth and swallowing entire elemental armies whole. Those who survived would meet oblivion at the fist of Therazane's most powerful servants, walking mountains of unforgiving crystal and stone. The wise Neptulon, the Tide Hunter, was careful not to fall for Alakia's schemes or to commit his minions to fruitless attacks against Therazane's citadels. As the armies of fire, air, and earth clashed across the face of Azeroth, the Tide Hunter and his elementals would divide and conquer their rivals in brilliant routes. When his foes fled, Neptulon would crush them beneath tidal waves that dwarfed even Therazane's highest mountain holdings. the catastrophic battles between the elemental lords raged for untold millennia. Domination over Azeroth constantly shifted between the factions, each one striving to remake the world in its own image. Yet for the elementals, victory was secondary to the conflict itself. To them, the world's calamitous state was sublime, and their only desire was to continue their endless cycle of chaos. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed my reading of The Reign of the Elements. And if you did, please do like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so I don't disappear into the great dark beyond. And do please show some love to Malini, Jason Venter, Christopher Martin, Cub, Jolly Joestar, Shane Jones, Kyle Nelson, Cody, Kildare, Dark Griever, and all my wonderful Patreons, without whom I would be unable to dedicate the time and resources I do to my content creation. Couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. If you would like to join them for early access content and chatters with me for what that's worth, then there are links below. Now I hope you will join me next week when I continue my journey through the world of Warcraft lore with the coming of the Old Gods. But until then, as always, thank you so much for watching.